So imagine riding your motorcycle and seeing your navigation, speed and alerts floating in front of you, inside your helmet visor. No looking down at your dash, no glancing at the phone mount, no taking your eyes off the road. It sounds a bit like science fiction, but Shoei and a company called iLights think this might actually be the future of motorcycle helmets. And that is this, the Shoei GT-Air 3 Smart. If you're new here, I'm Jamie from Moto Central. We sell a huge range of motorcycle helmets and riding gear, and whenever something genuinely new appears in the industry, we try to get hold of it and show you exactly what it's about. Now, before we go any further, there's an important thing to say. What we've got here today isn't the final production version of the helmet. What we've actually been given is a prototype display unit showing the technology. And we've got a regular GT-Air helmet here, just to give you an idea of the shape and the design. So this isn't a full review yet, it's more of a first look at a really interesting piece of new helmet technology. So the GT-Air 3 Smart is based on Shoei's GT-Air 3 touring helmet. If you know the GT-Air range, it's one of Shoei's most popular helmets for touring, commuting and everyday riding. Comfortable, quiet and packed with the kind of features people expect from a premium Shoei helmet. The Smart version takes the platform and adds something completely new. A heads-up display system developed with a French technology company called iLights. iLights specialise in hood systems and helmet communication technology. And what this system does is project information directly into the rider's visor, allowing you to see things like navigation and speed without taking your eyes off the road. So the display itself uses nano OLED technology, which means it's designed to remain visible even in bright sunlight. According to iLights, the information appears roughly 3 meters in front of the rider, which is around 10 feet ahead. That's important because it means your eyes don't have to constantly refocus between the road and your dashboard. You're still looking forward, but the information is layered into your field of vision. So the system can display things like GPS navigation, speed information, speed camera alerts, and incoming calls and notifications. iLights also claim that because riders no longer have to glance down at their dashboard or phone, reaction times can improve by around 32%. Now, obviously, we'll have to see how that works in real-world riding, but the concept itself is really interesting. Another interesting part of the iLights system is that it's not just a display. It also includes a full audio and communication system. So you get built-in speakers and a microphone with active noise reduction plus voice control using Google Assistant or Siri, depending on your phone. The system is compatible with both Android and iOS. iLights also say the system includes a universal intercom designed to connect with other riders using different brands of communication systems. According to their information, it can support unlimited riders and unlimited range when connecting online, as well as mesh-style communication when offline. Again, that's based on the information from iLights themselves, so it'll be really interesting to see how it performs in real-world riding once people start using it properly. Now, one really important thing to understand is how the system actually is sold. The Shoei GT-Air 3 Smart helmet and the iLights hood system are 2 separate products. You don't buy a helmet with the system permanently built in. Instead, you buy the GT-Air 3 Smart helmet and the iLights hood visor system as 2 separate purchases. The helmet itself has been specifically designed to support the hood hardware, so it's not exactly the same as a standard GT-Air 3. There are small changes in the design to accommodate the projector system, but the hood itself is its own separate piece of hardware. That's actually quite interesting because it suggests that the technology might not be locked into just one helmet forever. Right now, it's designed specifically for the GT-Air 3 Smart, but because the system itself is separate hardware, it could potentially mean similar hood setups appear on other helmets in the future as well. So even though the Smart's version isn't available yet, we already know quite a lot about the GT-Air helmet itself. The helmet uses Shoei's AIM composite shell designed to balance strength and weight. It's certified to the latest ECE 2206 safety standard. You also get a number of features that touring riders tend to want. A drop-down internal visor, a pin-lock-ready visor system, multi-density EPS liner, emergency quick-release cheek pads, and multiple ventilation ports. Comfort is also a big focus with the removable and washable liners, multiple shell sizes and different cheek pad thickness options. So the base helmet itself is already a very well-established touring helmet. Now, when it comes to pricing, things are still a little bit unclear. Some early international reports suggest the helmet could start around $1,199, which would convert to somewhere around £950 to £1,000. But it's really important to say this clearly. I've had no confirmation pricing from the UK distributor yet, so that figure is purely speculation based on early reports online. Now, interestingly, if you go onto the iLights website, they actually list the system at £214.86 per month, which totals £1,077.76. And when you go through that process, you actually have to select a helmet size, which makes it look like that price includes both the helmet and the hood system together. But that's where things get a bit confusing, because according to the information we've had from Shoei, the GT-Air 3 smart helmet and the iLights hood system are supposed to be sold as separate products. So at the moment, it's not completely clear whether that iLights pricing is a bundle deal, a finance plan, or simply an early placeholder listing. Until the UK distributor confirms the official pricing structure, we'll have to treat all of it as unconfirmed information. The interesting question with the helmet like this is who it's really aimed at. This definitely isn't something designed for track riding or aggressive sports riding. The GT-Air range has always been much more about touring, commuting and everyday road riding. And when you think about it, that's exactly where something like the heads-up display could make the most sense. If you're doing longer rides, using navigation regularly or commuting through cities, having directions and alerts visible without looking down could actually be really useful. So this feeds very much into like touring technology rather than race technology. Right now though, we haven't actually been able to ride with the system yet. Everything we've seen so far is based on the technical information, the videos Shoei and iLights have released, and this prototype display unit. And I'll be honest, I'm really curious to see what it's actually like on the road, because a heads-up display inside a helmet sounds incredible. But until you've actually ridden with it, you don't really know what it's going to feel like in real-world riding. So as soon as the GT-Air 3 Smart and the iLights hood system become properly available, we'll definitely revisit this and do a full road test video to see what it's actually like to ride with. Because that's when we'll find out whether this is the future of motorcycle helmets or it's just a really interesting idea. If you want to see more videos covering the latest motorcycle helmets, riding gear and new technology in the motorcycle industry, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to know what you think. Would you actually ride with a heads-up display inside the helmet, or does that feel like a step too far? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.